Welcome to Student, a series of animated calculus videos that will help you prepare for the AP exam. These videos were made by students for students.
So we're going to be going over the fundamental theorem of calculus with definite integrals and the dump and derive skill. So for this to work, the function must be a continuous on the closed interval of a to b and differentiable on the open interval. And this brings us to the point of integration and differentiation are inverse operations, just like multiplication or division. So when you take the derivative of an integral, it will then cancel out that integral, leading you to dump and derive. So we see on the right here, g of x equals the integral of f of t dt from a to x. And when we take the derivative of g, we get f of x times 1. Dump the x into the function f of t and derive x as its 1. Another example here, g of x equals the integral of f of t dt from a to x squared. So when we do the dump and derive, when we dump, we get f of x cubed, and then the derive 2x because the derivative of x squared is 2x. All right, so let's go over the 2012 AP FRQ with this skill. So let f be the continuous function defined on the closed interval -4 to 3, whose graph, consisting of 3 line segments and a semicircle centered at the origin, is given above. Let g be the function given by g of x equals the integral of f of t dt from 1 to x. Immediately, you should be thinking dump and derive. So here we're given the graph of f, which we'll have to use later, and this is where our skill comes in. So for each of g prime of -3 and g double prime of -3, find the value or state if it does not exist. So since we already have g of x equals the integral of f of t dt from 1 to x, that means g prime of x will equal f of x, and g double prime of x will equal f prime of x, using the fundamental theorem of calculus and the dump and derive skill. So now we can use the graph of f to figure out the necessary values for g prime of -3 and g double prime of -3 by looking at the graph in the top right. So if we look here at trying to find g prime of 3, that's just f of 3, and that is 2. And then for g double prime of -3, that's just f prime of 3. So we look at the slope where it is x equals -3, and the slope there is 1. And that will give us our final answer, and we would be granted the 2 full points for solving that. A multiple choice question from a 2012 AP practice test. So it states how the graph is of a differentiable function f is shown above if h of x equals the integral of f of t dt from 0 to x, which of the following is true? So immediately when you see that, you should be thinking again, just like the last problem, we're going to go into the fundamental theorem of calculus. So here we're just trying to find which values go in what order. So if h of 6 is less than h prime of 6, which is less than h double prime of 6, or in any order, we just want to find the correct one. And we're given the graph of f here. So just like the last problem, we're going to use that graph to try to figure it out. So we know h of 6 equals the integral of f of t dt from 0 to 6, and that is less than 0. It's a negative because all this area right here is under the x-axis. Now for h prime of 6, that will equal f of 6, which is 0, because we just go look at the graph of f, and it is at 0 with our dump and derive skill. And now for h double prime, that would just equal f prime of 6, which is greater than 0, as we're looking at the slope when x equals 6, and we can see that is a positive slope at x equals 6. So when we order these together to try to find our answer in the multiple choice, we'll have h of 6 is less than h prime of 6, which is less than h double prime of 6, which is our answer, A. Beautiful. Thanks for watching. Hope it helps.